I'm Ethan, and I'm going to show you what I cooked and ate on a day when I'm not filming for this channel. It's Saturday, March 6th. Like every day, I wake up at 7 a.m. in the morning. Then during the next hour, I did a combination of my daily stretching routine, 5 minutes of abs, then read a bit of The Dragon Reborn on my Kindle, the third book in the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan. Around 8 a.m., I sit down at the computer to write and do research for one of my upcoming videos. No spoilers, but it's one of my favorite sandwiches from Mexico City. At 9 a.m., it's time for my first consumption item of the day, tea. I'll either have a coffee or tea in the mid-morning or early afternoon while doing work. Today I chose decaffeinated tea because I'm not really in the mood for caffeine. I just want the hot liquid to sip on. Over the next few hours, I drink my tea and do some work, go for a 10-minute jog with the dog I'm watching for some friends, do an at-home workout of pull-ups, push-ups, shoulder press, and curls, and do some more work on the computer. At 12:07, I decide it's time for my first meal of the day, and the normal situation is this. I look in my fridge and figure out how to use up a leftover dish or ingredient from a video, and on today's menu is chorizo. I decided I want something a bit lighter for lunch and start pulling out a bunch of vegetables from the fridge. One of my favorite things to do is make large salads with lots of goodies that I can just go to town on. For this one, I first crisped up some chorizo, then chopped some red cabbage, cut a carrot into strips, and chopped up some baby broccoli into small chunks, and tossed everything into a bowl. I added the cooked chorizo, then I took half of a naan bread that I had left over and cut that into pieces as well, tossed in a couple spoonfuls of leftover pico de gallo, and finally added in some sriracha flavored corn sticks from Sprouts, which rounds out the base of our salad. Lastly, we need a dressing, which I made by adding 20 grams of leftover guajillo chili puree, 40 grams of non-fat plain yogurt, some vinegar, a couple cranks of black pepper, 10 grams of mayo, and some smoked paprika to a container before shaking it to combine. After shaking, I decided I wanted it a bit thicker, so I added some more yogurt, shook it up again, and that texture is more what I'm looking for. Finally, I drizzled the dressing over the top and just tossed everything together. After tasting it, I decided to add a sprinkle of cotija, a Mexican crumbling cheese, and with that, we have lunch. Even though I'm not tracking right now, I did calculate the macros for this meal and the whole day. For the salad, it was 585 calories, 60 grams of carbs, 31 grams of fat, and 28 grams of protein. So I resumed demolishing my salad, did some more work on the computer, had a lazy couple of hours watching Seinfeld, reading a bit more, scrolling social media, along with editing the first half of this video. I also grabbed a snack around 3:45 p.m. of wasabi-coated edamame and these spicy peanuts, and decided to toss some tortilla chips in as well. At 4:50 p.m., I decided to get a component or two started for dinner before I explore the Viking world of Valheim for a couple of hours. First, I thinly sliced some onions and a red pepper, tossed them into a cast iron with some olive oil and salt before letting those cook down very slowly. I also still need to use up the chorizo, so I threw that on a pan and cooked it down too. After a big iron run in the swamps at 7:45 p.m., I decided to make actual dinner, which I have pitas, so that means pita pizza. The caramelized onions and peppers are mouth-wateringly good, so I take a bite. Then I have some semi-soft cow cheese that I grate up as a furry friend watches by, and naturally have to take a mouthful once it's grated. For the sauce base, I decided to mix some non-fat plain yogurt with some habanero sauce and spread that all over. I know it sounds weird, but it makes a great base for this. I decided to hit one pita with all the chorizo and half the peppers and onions, and make the other one just peppers and onions. Then I added the cheese over top of both, then I add a sprinkle of garlic powder, oregano, and red pepper flake for a little bit more flavor, and these are now ready for the onion. Also, I don't know if any of you do this, but I also decide to snack on half a keema naan when I'm literally making food to eat, but I digress. While those cook in the oven, I slice up some fresh dill, some pickled onions and cucumber, and some lettuce that I'm going to throw over top of these once they come out. Once the pitas are done in the oven, they are crispy and crackly, so I top the chorizo one with the dill and the pickles, and the other one with the lettuce, along with a tiny drizzle of that salad dressing from lunch. Slice them up and toss them on the plate, and we have dinner, made complete by a Topo Chico, the best mineral water out there, and the macros for this are 980 calories, 65 grams of carbs, 60 grams of fat, and 51 grams of protein. For me, I prefer to have 2 large meals like this over 3 smaller ones if I have breakfast, and as you can see, I just try to find a balance between the foods I like. I try to hit roughly 2,000 calories per day with at least 80 grams of protein, and other than that, I don't sweat it too much as I'm just maintaining right now. After another couple hours of Valheim at 10:45 p.m., I decided to grab a cookies and cream ice cream sandwich, thus concluding my day of eating. Totals for the day are on screen right now. Peace, y'all.